A federal trade court has ruled President Trump cannot impose sweeping tariffs on imports under an emergency powers law. The ruling from the three-judge panel at the New York-based Court of International Trade came after several lawsuits arguing Trump has exceeded his authority. The White House issuing a statement saying in part, quote, "It is not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency."
We want to bring back in our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, to weigh in on this. All right, this is not the first time we've heard different courts here, right? And different judges say the president's exceeding, his authority, this economic emergency law. What do you see in what's being reported?
There's a lot to see. I got to put up my extra set of glasses. Let's start with a couple things. That last comment is not for these unelected judges. I don't like that statement, and I want to address it. So are you saying it's okay if you have an elected judge? I mean, because we do have that in this country as well. But typically these higher court judges, the judges that are listening to national issues, U.S. District Court judges, or specifically this type of trade court judge, this international trade court judge, these are appointed by the president. Just a tad bit higher because you got to have a certain skill set to go there. I mean, you got a Trump appointee, you got a Reagan appointee, he's been there for a long time, and you got an Obama appointee. These three folks on the panel went through and did a number of things. And so when Trump passes these tariffs, he may make a tweet and say, I'm going to make a tariff to all the world, and it'll be at least 10%, and then have all these other numbers. He had his billboard showing a whole bunch of numbers, right? But he didn't do it with just one law. He did it with like 3 or 4 different laws. So the court didn't say, you can't do this, Mr. President. What the court said is, you have to jump over a couple different hurdles to get to where you're trying to go. So the first thing is the court left in place his tariffs that he used with Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. So check. Trump, you're able to do that. Whatever attorney advised him of that, they did an excellent job. Second one, the court said you can use Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974. Another win. You're able to do that. But if you're trying to use this one right here, this major one from 1977, the International Emergency Economic Power Act, that one that requires that it's, i.e., an emergency, you need an emergency. And the court said you cannot do that. That's the problem that the administration is having with the judges panel. But the judges panel said, well, where's the emergency? Plaintiffs, petitioners, you got 16 plus states, but you also have these small businesses. This specifically a wine company, VOS Selections. They've been around since the 80s. They said if this is allowed to stay, their business will crumble. So this is affecting an American-made company based on a tariff. But what they're saying is point to the emergency. Show me the emergency. The Trump administration can't. Why? Because the court, as plaintiffs allege, for 49 years, the country has held a trade deficit. 49 years, so the emergency just can't start today. If it was an emergency, maybe it was 10 years ago. Maybe it was 20 years ago. Maybe even 30 or 40. But 49, all of a sudden it's an emergency. It's not an emergency. You're attempting to use this and it's exceeded your power. That was the court's rationale. That's why they removed that portion. So you can do it a number of other ways, but you can't just use this one.
Right, and to point out some of those trade deficits are because you're trying to help countries trade that could be beneficial to the United States and that country you're trading with. Khalif, the Trump administration has already put in saying we're going to try to go to the Supreme Court with this. Given how we've seen the Supreme Court rule recently, where precedent may not matter, where do you think this heads?
I would say it's scary to hear that precedent doesn't matter, but in these specific type of cases, I like to rely on the experts. When any other type of case, when we talk about free speech, any type of constitutional issue, I think the Supreme Court is the best place for a case like that to land. Why? Because they hear those types of issues all the day. An issue of constitutional question, an issue where you have multiple courts disagreeing, but an issue specific like this, where you have a court that's carved out for these specific issues, the U.S. Court of International Trade, I don't think I want the Supreme Court listening to this case because this is the type of case they hear on an everyday basis. So if you hear these First Amendment cases every day, and then we just pop up, okay, we got this international trade case, they're going to have to get well-versed on what they're actually listening to. This court is probably the best case for this to go and for it to end. And not because the ruling didn't go in the way that the Trump administration was looking, but I don't think a subject matter expert is going to be above this. Now, make it clear, the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court. This is an inferior court. But I can say that these folks, this is all they do. So if you want folks to have the best opportunity to make the best decision based on precedent and based on what the law is, these are the folks that could do it because they're painting the house every day. Supreme Court, they probably will see this maybe once, twice, ever. So to have these types of cases come before them, just to get them up to speed on the nuances of the law, I think where it landed is the best place for it to be at.
Do you see any immediate or long-term implications, like for U.S. businesses or international trade? partners?
I mean, you already see one right here with this company. If the court didn't put this on hold, they're saying they're going out of business.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're alone. That's why you have these 16 other states that have now filed claim trying to speak on behalf of their constituents in their individual states. I think it will have rippling effects. And so putting on hold would be a thing. But the Trump administration has a number of attorneys. What I can say is if you're an attorney right now, you're graduating law school, this is the time to come out because litigation is all around us, right? But finding ways to be able to utilize that International Emergencies Economic Power Act will be the largest thing. Because if you can't show that it's an emergency, if you can't point to some emergency basis, that's off the table. And all those large sweeping numbers that he's attempting to do, he just won't be able to do. And that's going to be problematic. So I don't know if going to the Supreme Court's the answer. I just think finding a way to make it an emergency, that's going to be the only way you get there.
Khalif, in addition to being an attorney, you're pretty well versed in politics. Are you surprised that the Trump administration hasn't asked Republicans in Congress to kind of bilaterally do these things? Because we know congressional approval can kind of circumvent a lot of these problems that they've experienced.
You're saying the thing the court is also saying. They're saying, look, you can't use this act, but Congress can give you authority to do it. They've done it in the past, so go and get congressional authority. So I think that it's going to be hard to see bipartisan support because in a number of these states, specifically Republican-held states, they're going to have folks that are impacted by these numbers. So this is one where you'll support the president from afar, but hopefully he doesn't come and ask you in your individual states to come and stand and talk for this. Because if you're representing someone in Louisiana and they're getting imports every day, or in New York or wherever you're located, and your individual constituents are saying, hey, my business is going to shut down. I supported your campaign, and you now are not helping me. I can't really help you in the future. They're trying to figure out a way to stay away from that. And we've seen that with a number of things, and I think that's why you're not going to see that type of support with this. This is something the president's going to have to do in the courtroom.
All right, Khalif Rhodes, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.